Once again, I'm locked in with TP, we finna make a hit.
I'm riding in a spaceship like Back to the Future. The valet couldn't figure how put it in neutral. If Guwap don't trust you, then Shiesty might shoot you. And my chopper got titties like bitches and hooters. Everybody eating got steaks on their plate, but I was surviving on wham-whams and noodles. I will forever be signed to the streets. The pot in the fork, my executive producer. Actually, I was putting act in the after around with a pretty black bitch as a passenger. Black tent, black fit, black loose, black blick. She was on some god shit, she think that she Dracula. I'm from the east of the city, no pity, no look gon' get shown, yeah, it's grimy and gritty. And he murdered my dog, now they all gotta feel it. It ain't no secret, we all know who did it. I got a Rolls Royce for every occasion, a spectacle when I pull up in a spectrum. It's white on white, so call it common electric. I'm way too turned to pull up in a Tesla. I'm not in a boss, my impact is immeasurable. I'm healthy now, eating grilled fish with the vegetables. I cut that bitch out, she couldn't fit in my schedule. How you so dick, but don't lick on the Tesla? The G is for gangster, the U unusual. We get wasted every Wednesday, and I keep stacking up W's. The O, obvious. It's obvious I'm marvelous. And the P is for the powder, cause that's what's got me popping it. The G is for gangster. The U, unusual. We get wasted every Wednesday, and I keep stacking up W's. The O is for obvious. It's obvious I'm marvelous. And the P for the powder, cause that's why I'm popping.
Look, Shizzle, that nigga been one of the illest. In this rap shit, I been one of the realest. Everything I rap about, I be living. Every time I was in beef, I was spinning. Getting that money, you know that's a given. Niggas be stunting, I'm standing on business. Niggas be faking it worse than these bitches. They wouldn't survive a good week in that prison. Line a nigga, that shit get you slaughtered. Hope you been praying to your heavenly father. Playing with these sharks, you gon' drown in that water. Playing with them killers, you won't see tomorrow. Bitch, I'm a baller. Been a shot caller. Been had your bitch number, I just ain't call her. Been had your bitch number, that hoe a stalker. On the low, I fuck her, that pussy gone. Streets, I'm cautious. When I meet, it's with ball.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 133 of the SplashCast Sunday Night Service, the ATL edition. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
And I am your raging, angry co-host, Norwood. And something is wrong. I don't know what it is. It might be my coach. It might be the facts. I didn't get the microphone set up properly. Welcome to Life as We Know It. It's a struggle, but we continue to fight every day. What's up, man? How you doing today, bro?
I got on a Christmas sweater and a Braves hat in baseball off season. That should let you know everything that's going on with my teams that are actually playing or lack thereof right now.
Team.
I just watched
that is a loose collection of humans. Team is a word that I would not use for those people.
I just watched possibly the worst quarterback and offensive play calling of this regime that I have ever seen.
Regime. You know Reggie not happy when he started using words like regime. This is sickening. But let's celebrate first, man. We have some highlights from that one team that we have that has a little bit of common sense. So let's start with those guys. Atlanta Braves, for all y'all who are new listeners, what's up? Like, follow, subscribe. Old listeners, what up?
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know what it is when it comes to the ATL edition. We always talk about the Braves, Falcons, and Hawks, affectionately known as our oldest.
The F-birds. Those are the F-birds.
The oldest, middle, and youngest child. We always talk about the Braves, the team that seems to act like they know they want to be better and do good and do well, and the Falcons who just can't get right, or the F-bombs, whatever you want to call them, and then the Hawks who are the Hawks. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. We always start out with the Braves edition, as Norwood said, like, follow, subscribe. Let's start out with the Braves, man. So what we got going first, your National League Hank Aaron Award winner is none other than, you already know who it was, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ronnie Rockets. Ronnie Rockets. Ronald Acuna.
Ronald Acuna, of course, you know Ronald had 41 home runs, 106 RBI, 337 batting percentage, and then batting average, and then of course he stole over 70 bases this year. A year for the books, man. A year for the books.
A legendary season, as you said. I'm just happy for this guy, and going to take a little minute here. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to tap myself on the back. Because I told y'all this was coming. I told y'all this was on the horizon for my boy Ronnie. And anytime that someone makes me look like I know what I'm talking about, I appreciate that. Great season, Ronnie.
Great season by Ronnie, man. I knew the Braves lineup was potent. I expected Ronald to be coming back from the injury. Can
we discuss that?
Discuss what?
Can we discuss that the injury? Like, he was hurt. He was real hurt. And then he went to Venezuela and hit some home runs. And then after that, he was supercharged. It has never unsupercharged.
Well, so what he tore his ACL in 2021 and the Jaguars. Also, y'all know what it is. We also watch live reaction to Sunday Night Football as well. The Jaguars just fumbled opening kickoff. But so Ronald got hurt in 2021, tore his ACL. The Braves went on to win the World Series. And he came back in 2022, but it just didn't seem like he was all the way back healthy. He played well for regular human standards, but it wasn't the Ronald Acuna year. And then towards the end of the year, he kept re-aggravating injuries. His groin, he re-aggravated his elbow, his knee. He kept re-aggravating the injuries. And then, like you said, he didn't take any baseball off. He went winter and went to Venezuela. It kept playing, and he kept getting hit by pitches. He kept hustling out first base. And I was like, okay, Ronnie might come back a little hurt. Nope. Ronnie came back and was like,
started cranking them things. And you would have thought he was Soldier Boy the way he was cranking that thing. And yes, that's where we are now. So what I was saying about the whole thing was the transition from being like super injured to being super world beater was very strange, to say the least. But I'm happy my boy's at 100%. I'm happy he's on my team for the foreseeable future. And I think he need to be a lifetime Brave. Let's play this. Hey, Alex Anthopoulos, pay that man. Pay him again. Pay him again. Pay him again. Pay him again.
If he keep doing this, I mean, Shohei is 700. It's every season you don't extend the contract, it goes up $100 million. At this point, that is the escalator.
Don't Jerry Jones yourself. Do not Jerry Jones yourself.
That is the escalator right now. So Ronald, of course, won the Hank Aaron Award for National League Player of the Year. And then we have first team all MLB with Ronald Acuna, of course, Austin Riley and Spencer Strider. Austin Riley played really well. And then we had our second team, which was Ozzie Albies, who, to me, if he stayed healthy the whole year, he was first team. And then Matt Olson, who 54 home runs, 120 RBIs, and that's second team, which is
MVP season. That's the part about that. MVP season.
All of them had MVP seasons. Acuna had an MVP season. Matt Olson had an MVP season. Spencer Strider led the league in strikeouts. Golden Glove, MVP season. Austin Riley had like 40-something home runs, 100 RBIs. He was batting 300. That could be an MVP season. It's just Acuna had a historical season. You guys had good seasons. He had had great seasons. He had a historical season. So
legendary,
to say the least. I mean, I think he stole the second most bases behind, I think, of course, you got like way back in the day, like the 30s. And then you got Ricky Henderson. And Ricky Henderson stealing bases is just on his own. We don't that's like, it's probably
you said you worry about team records with Ricky. Don't worry about the MLB record, dog.
To me, I think the similar record will be LeBron James' scoring record now. I think that would be or Steph Curry's three-point record, whatever. Those are going to be some of the most untouchable basketball records of all time. And I think Ricky Henderson stealing 150, whatever he stole in one season.
Trillion bases.
It'll be untouchable. But Ronald Acuna hitting home runs and stealing bases. And I believe he could have been a Golden Glove. If he's not, he should be up there. So I mean, he had a great.
He was a Silver Slugger too, right?
Yeah, Silver Slugger. I think he might have been a Golden Glove player. I think he only had like one error.
Hey man, give that man every award. He's the MVP. He's the MVP of our team. He's the MVP of your heart. He's the man.
So again, man, applause to Ronald Acuna. Applause to the Braves for having a great year. Of course, it didn't end the way we wanted it to. But when it comes to any
But
sport,
y'all try. Hell, y'all went out there every day and did just push the shit in and quit. And y'all didn't do a bunch of stupid shit the whole game. My bad. I'm talking about the Falcons. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm hurt, man. I done went through the full gamut of emotions. I'm numb. I want to cry a little bit. I want to fight somebody. Oh, now one thing for sure. Fire Desmond Ritter, fire Arthur Smith.
We haven't even made it to the Falcons.
I don't care. I don't care. If y'all Braves fans, y'all at least like Falcons adjacent. Y'all know struggle a little bit. I'm hurt, man. And I need a beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got for the Braves. We're going to take 30 seconds, listen to the SplashCast 36 pack, and we are going to get to at this point, the whole Atlanta episode is sad. The Hawks sad.
We might have to change this from Sunday service to Sunday sadness, because it seems to be a running theme here of just every week we come in here and put smiles on our faces and talk about these teams for them to let us all the way down.
And when we say all the way down, they suck. But, ladies and gentlemen, listen to the SplashCast. That was Gucci Mane and BG. Listen to the SplashCast.
BG free.
The SplashCast soundtrack will be out Wednesday. We'll be right back with our Falcon segment. Y'all stay tuned.
I'm coming back drinking.
In vogue, they tippy toe, chrome lips that pucker up, they kiss no mistletoe. I flex the dash, fist bowl the glass, hit wrist the screen, block out the sun, 10%. I beam my beams, I keen my dream, taking off like a rocket. Peep those petty perpetrators, always picking for pockets. Play that patient, went from paper place to paper deposits. Now we praying our people profit, cause they see how we poppin'. Over Redenbacher, keep a titty knocker, and a pussy popper, politicking with my player partners over shrimp and lobster, master shipping. Watch me feed the family, bitch, I'm good and Ramsay, seal the salmon with the lemon squeeze. That's far from man, which recipe for the best of Jeeves and just on these side. Michelin star and tuna tartar and bitches, best you keep eyes. Of this kitchen, remember when there was no pot to piss and now we like Hussein, so to playing, elevated, soldier boy, nigga, we made it out the trenches. Back when all my bridges had muddy water in them. Now I call the stylist from the island and go and cop the denim. Now the old school pull up like baby hairs on your shouted temple. Made rocket science out of flying, that shit super simple. Get the bag by the tag and pull up on swings. Finish your drink, devil the pilot and get on the plane. Hit in the cloud, shake up the stars and cut up the bang. Fuck with a chicken to suck on the dick and don't care about a stain. Gotta block that shit. Talking coke and baking soda high, I had to lock that shit. Thanos couldn't stop that shit. Even if he snapping, bitch, that ain't a multiverse. I chill that I ain't slapping, acting bad and on the Evan. God that flowing, tight and clashing, superseding all the Maddens. Couldn't touch down better. I'm fucking off in real time, you down bad in the middle. You so-called ballin' all, you ain't no game played on your shelter. I'm getting topped by 2 bars, I'm all for double headers. That's a win-win. Me King says most of y'all was in hot chairs talking din-din. I took with my doubts more than the adventures of Tintin. There ain't a corner from here to the moon that I can't bend in. This here God give in. Now you can't blend in.
Yo, ayy, floussin', get it and get off it. Business YSL, man, I'm drippin' like the faucet. Baggers in a rolling, she addicted to them bosses. More tissue than that pussy, I just sit it in the coffin. Hustlin' paid dues, wasn't missing no installments. Real self-made nigga, you should listen when I'm talking. Top off the slam, the breeze, got 'em feeling awesome. Lame niggas hate the way that shit got 'em feeling nauseous. Holy, she love it when I'm focused. Long hair, fat ass, that shit.
Woo.
Yep.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our Falcon segment of episode 133 of the SplashCast Sunday night service, aka Sunday night sadness. The Falcons have driven us to drink.
This episode is brought to you by sadness and binge drinking.
This may be okay. Let's set it up. We gotta set it up for y'all, I'm sure if you're watching this podcast, I'm sure you watched the Falcons game or you followed us to talk about it as we tweeted our way through the sadness, or you may have gotten a text from us, or we may have been yelling or whatever. But the Falcons at 6-7 came in tied for the division lead with Tampa Bay, even though because we blew the game last week. And Tampa Bay and the Saints. We had the tiebreaker over the Saints. We needed to win against Tampa Bay, but now we split, so we now have to basically have a better record than Tampa Bay, either in the division or overall, in order for us to be first place in the division and win the division. All we have to do is beat the 1-12 Panthers. The 1-12 Panthers, who were selling tickets for 45 cents.
This is not 1972 either. This is
2032. You mean 1932
of our Lord.
1879 when bread was 2 cents a loaf. Like what?
Yep.
So all we had
a gallon of gas for 87 cents. Go down to the racetrack down there and give me some gas, and I'll be good.
Now 1999. Now, come on now. That's the quick trip on Food Industrial. 79, 89, 99. But anyway, that sounds old. But anyway.
Wait, time out. Shout out to being old. A lot of people ain't making it to be old, so I'm happy about it, boy. God dang, 79, 89, 99. God, dog. That's
$5 will get you quick across town, but not now. But anyway, back to it. So let's set it up. Falcons come in 6-7, superior run game, superior offensive line, top 10 defense. I think we're number 7. Top 2 defense number 2 defense in the red zone, number 1 defense on third down. Basically, all you have to do is score 2 touchdowns, and you should win this game.
Keep that in mind.
So at this point, I'm watching the pregame, and it's rainy, it's thundery, it's cloudy, it's murky. It's just a yucky game in Carolina. And the last time we had a yucky game in Carolina, the barrel roll was born. The barrel roll throw by Marcus Mariota was born. And I was like, you know what? This can't happen. We're actually going to run the ball. Arthur Smith should have known from his mistakes. You even have Mariota Jr. at Desmond Ridder. You can't think that's going to happen. And then I saw this. Mac Hollins.
Mariota Jr.
Mac Hollins may be one of the weirdest people I've ever seen.
I bet you won't say it to his face.
I will not.
I bet you won't tell him, Mister, I don't wear shoes and I don't use forks. Tell him that when you
He said he does not eat soup, if you remember. He does not use forks. He wants to eat with his hands. And now he's walking in the rain in shorts that stop really high and no socks and shoes with the velvet head with a velvet do-rag. And Kyle Pitts is looking at him like, what?
Disgust.
Hey, Kyle.
You tripping,
first off,
dog.
Kyle, look, I want y'all to see look at the disgust in Kyle Pitts' face.
Excuse me, my boy. What do you have on?
Y'all better love Kyle Pitts now, because I'm out of here. But anyway, so when this rolled up, I was like, okay, Mac Hollins hasn't played in like 3 games, and he got hurt. So I was like, you know what? He's probably all about business. Mac Hollins didn't even touch the field today. He didn't even touch the field.
You see my comment right there. Let him play quarterback. Hell, he's better than what we rolled out there today.
All we had to do was score.
That seems so simple, right?
We lost 9-7. The computer don't even want to show you this BS that's here. It done blacked out because it was so ugly. The Falcons lost to the 1-12, no receiver having. There you go. The 1-12, no receiver having. No coach. Hell, no team, no fan, no coach, no running back, no receiver, no offensive line, no nothing. Carolina Panthers. All they had was Bryce Young and a field goal kicker, and you lost 9-7. 9-7. 9-7. We're not even going to talk about the game yet. We're going to start at 9-7. Arthur Smith. Get the hell
Another
on.
one of those stories. I wonder. Bet you wonder how I got here.
We know how. Ain't no wonder. We know how you got here. He been ass since he got here. Arthur Smith has been terrible. He has been at every press conference. Every press conference that we ever lost, it's bad play. Called a bad play. Shouldn't have called that play. Every single one. It was awful. It was awful to watch. It was difficult. My dad was texting me in church on his way back from church. He was like, dog, I'm not even watching the game and it looks awful. I'm just looking at the updates. Sweep right, sweep left. Arthur Smith and Mike Bobo can go to some places other than Georgia. Get the hell on. Get out. Leave. Arthur Smith, you are awful. You are awful. You have all of these weapons and you keep relying on Desmond Ridder. I told you, Terry Fontenot. I told you, Arthur Smith. I told you, Terry Fontenot. Terry Fontenot, you better get the hell on, big dog. You better get them the hell up out of here. Arthur Smith hitched his wagon to Desmond Ridder. And I said, what did we say at the beginning of the year? You said it and I said it. Then you kept saying it. Desmond Ridder's going to get you fired. Arthur Smith, Desmond Ridder's going to get you fired.
I don't hate that you gave him a shot. Now, let's talk about some things here. This is his fault. I'm going to tell you why it's his fault. Because last year when we knew we weren't going to go to the playoffs, he did not play Desmond Ridder to see what he had out of him. Because the dude brought it up today. He was like, oh, we finally got a full season out of Desmond Ridder today. Because he started the last 3 games. Had he started them last 6 games of last season, we could have been in a different situation. But he slow played it then and let Mariota play. And that put us in a position. And then somehow he still came out after he bitched Desmond Ridder and brought him back. And continues to play him. And now the situation is so bad. There's no way in hell you can roll out Ridder again next week. There's no way you can do it. So now I just want to see you suffer for the rest of the time. Because I started out as I would consider myself a Arthur Smith supporter. I wanted to give him every chance and opportunity
Arthur Smith.
to win. I wanted to give him every chance to win. And eventually you just have to understand that just ain't in the cards for him. That's not him.
You have all of the opportunity on earth to do whatever the hell you want to do. There's one thing you cannot do anymore, and that is be the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. You may have been able to survive until next year and could have made a change in the offseason, like, hey, go get an offensive coordinator, go get a passing game coordinator, go get somebody. But they are so bad right now that at this point, I'm pretty sure Arthur Blank, because Arthur Blank is going to walk back that and Arthur Blank, you got to learn to hey, man, all respect, y'all learn to shut the hell up. You cannot make a commitment to a terrible coach in the middle of the season and then watch your team offense go down the drain. And you have put your foot in your mouth. Now you're a billionaire. You probably have different rules. You can say, I renege all I want to. Listen, renege. Ain't nobody going to call it. Get him the hell out of here. Terry Fontenot, if you need to step up, dog, because you can't afford to have Arthur Smith as a coach for another year. You can't do it because then you will be fired. That's how protocol works.
And I don't think that you should be fired. I think that you have bought all the best groceries for Arthur Smith to win the NFC South. And Arthur Smith has taken, now let's remember, this is another very important part. We have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. And I think possibly the easiest schedule.
Arthur Smith is the play caller and offensive coordinator.
So if you can't win with this easy schedule, big dog, then you just cannot win. And at that point, the only answer is you need to go. And I think I don't understand why he did this, because the writing is there. That's the part for me is you could have gotten out of here with Taylor Heineke and won enough games that we could have gone into next season and figured it out. But you double down on Desmond Ridder, and now you're stuck. Well, let me tell you, it's nothing I can do for you. Nothing anybody can do for you, pray for you. It's over.
Well,
I don't want to hear nothing
I can
more,
show you the door.
but it's over.
That's what I can do. I can show you the door. You can get the hell on. Because at this point, Desmond Ridder, I'm not going to, apparently my computer don't like the Falcons today. So what we're going to do is we're not even going to play the highlights. Bijan Robinson had a fumble, which I didn't like it. In the conditions that they're in, I expected something to happen. I expected there to be a turnover, to be a fumble, to be something, because that's just what happens when you play in the rain. I'm not going to excuse it. Bijan, that's twice now. You done lost a fumble in a crucial situation. You can't do that.
Yeah, that is, now you're a rookie. You're gonna learn from this, but let me be very clear. That's it. That's it. When you go into next season, you're going into next season as an adult.
But let me tell y'all what is inexcusable. That interception from Desmond Ridder was so bad. It was so bad, y'all, because he had Drake London wide open. I watched that interception, and all that came to mind was the audacity. Who do you think you are? Like, you are the person that sees yourself. You must be in denial, because there's no way that you can be.
You in something.
You can't look back at your play over the whole season and think that you should make that throw across your body into triple coverage against the Panthers defense. If the Panthers can do anything else, is they can play defense. And at that point, the running game and everybody, I saw people online talking about the Falcons offensive line is getting whooped, and I was with them too. But it's not hard to play defense when they can't throw the ball. And Arthur Smith, I'm going off. I got a lot to talk about today. Arthur Smith, what the hell is it with you throw the ball to Kyle Pitts in the beginning of the game and then throwing the ball no more? Drake London didn't get his first catch until the last quarter. Drake London had 10 catches for 172 yards and a touchdown last week. You gave him the ball in the fourth quarter. Cordero, shout out to Cordero, Scordero, got his touchdown for the year. Feel like that was an incentive. That was an incentive run. But at this point, Calais Campbell,
that's technically a pass. That's Desmond Ridder's touchdown pass of the week. That's the 7 you see on the screen.
But man, take that away from Desmond Ridder. He don't deserve none of that. He don't deserve none of that. I'm going to say kudos to the defense. I'm upset though because y'all couldn't hold it in the road. But we give you a pass because 9 points.
Hell no.
9 points.
Hell
you lose
no.
with 9 points.
First of all these damn turnovers. And no, I held them to 9 points in an NFL game. And all you got to do is throw to the man who we drafted in the first round, who's 8 feet tall and wide open. Don't ask the defense shit, except for where you want to be slapped. That's the only thing I want to hear from you. I told y'all in the chat, I believe that Ryan Nielsen looks at Arthur Smith at least 7 to 8 times a game and thinks, I should slap the shit out of you. That's the only thing I can imagine if I'm over there coaching with anybody. Anybody. Street went out. Onyemata out. Grady Jarrett out. He is literally pulling players out of his ass and putting them on the fucking field. Only for Arthur Smith to sit over there with Desmond Ridder and look like who? Boo-Boo the Fool. It's so frustrating to me. And I'm hurt because I think that Ryan Nielsen either has to be the coach or he has to leave. He don't deserve this. He is putting on a coaching clinic. The Atlanta Falcons defense is really good. And guess what? The Atlanta Falcons roster on defense isn't really good.
Nope. You did find gems in the draft. Calais Campbell. Shout out to Nielsen. I don't know if you watched the SplashCast. But these last 2 weeks, we said, hey, stop putting him out there in coverage and put him along the defensive line. And Calais Campbell had a sack and a half. He had 3 tackles for loss.
Well, he just ruined everything. They tried to go left. He said, no, I'm there. I'm just knock everybody over. I'm knock your whole team over.
Calais Campbell had 2 tackles for loss.
Can we trade him back?
He had 2 tackles for loss, a sack, 3 solo tackles, and 4 total tackles.
Trade him back to the Ravens. He deserves to play in the playoffs. He's played too well. And I think he's gotten to number 35 on the sack list. So congratulations, Calais Campbell. I'm sorry you play for this sorry-ass team with limited judgment and leadership. My
Shout out to Calais. Man, there are some other good things about the defense I saw. Zach Harrison, we've been waiting on you. You flashed a lot in the second half. You tracked down Bryce Young. You played. You look. You're not as big as Calais Campbell, but you definitely could play on the defensive end and on the inside. You were definitely one of those Ryan Nielsen type players, and I see what he saw in you after today. Shout out to Clark Phillips. Clark Phillips, hey, Adam Thielen ran you over in the first quarter, talked a lot of trash, and did not get another catch after that. That's how you respond. I
really like our secondary. Can they cover the absolute best? Absolutely not. But can they cover well enough, and are they physical? They don't play no games. I respect all of them. And it infuriates me because as a Falcons fan, what have we always been able to hang our hat on? A good offense who scores a bunch of points and a secondary who's trash. And hell, the defensive line. I think we had 35 sacks or something like that, or 35 or 29, somewhere around there. More sacks than we would have ever expected.
35 going into today.
We've had more sacks than we've had in the Arthur Smith era. The defense is playing really well, and we're wasting all of this because Arthur Smith is an idiot. And I'm not mincing words anymore. I don't have anything positive or polite to say about that man. Nah, you need to go and take your meddling little friend with you. Desmond Ridder, I'm tired of here. I watched the whole thing. I watched the whole press conference.
No accountability.
Desmond Ridder, you're only coach speak now. Like at first, I like it. I like, all right, well, I'm not gonna be bothered by what the people are saying, all the rest of this. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're not cutting it. You, like I said, I think you're a coach.
You sound like the quarterback version of Arthur Smith. Back thrower. I should have thrown the ball away. Dude, that was in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left in the game. If we score there, we win the game. There's no way they can drive the length of the field with us up. We win the game. That interception was so deflating. I was like, Carolina. I said Bryce Young about to go down and get his signature win. As soon as he threw the interception, because as a defense, it's like, what else I got to do? I've limited them to 6 points.
I'm tired. I don't got nothing else. I'm just tired. Y'all figure it out. Don't figure it out. As far as I'm concerned, doing the best with what I got.
Okay, we're not going to belabor the point. Next week, we are pretty much, if we lose next week, we're dead in the water. We're out of the playoffs.
No, we done. We done trying to win. Now we're trying to get a quarterback. We're not going to Atlanta this thing for no longer. But hey, I'm rooting for that. Now, this is the point in the season where I become obnoxious. I only know the word obnoxious because my mother calls me that when I've gone too far. Hey, at this point, the only thing I want us to do is roll out Desmond Ridder and see if we can get good tape for the rest of the season. Let's go, Des. You're not running away from us now. We in this together. We are in this together. Desmond Ridder for the rest of the season. Hell, Desmond Ridder for president. It's Trump, it's Joe Byron, and Desmond Ridder. And we
Biden.
And ain't none of them good. How about that?
So everybody else won. The Panthers lost. The Panthers won. The Saints won, and the Bucks won. So we are.
The Panthers won and still got eliminated from the playoffs because they suck that bad. But you know who got them win number 2? Had them dancing in the damn locker room? The Atlanta Falcons. We are the slump buster. We are the Hawks, and the Falcons are the slump buster. Y'all need to circle us on the damn calendar and know things will be good on this day. I don't care what the hell is going on in your life. If you ain't scored all season, maybe tonight is your Tom Sadaransky night. You're going to get a career high. Or maybe, just maybe, if you've only won one game all season, they fired your coach, your team looked like it's in disarray, they have an interim coach who's coaching his first game. Well, guess what, bucko? This is your first win. Congratulations.
So at this point, if we lose out, and I'm going to tell you, playing against Indianapolis, that's not a guaranteed win. We are playing at home against them.
Guaranteed win. You're talking about a team that might be going to the playoffs. You're talking about a team that continuously finds a way to win in spite of not having their quarterback, and we can't win with ours? Man, hell no.
Then you have at Chicago, who almost pulled off another upset against Cleveland today, and then you play at New Orleans.
Y'all better not beat the Bears. Y'all better treat our new quarterback with some respect. Because Justin Fields is going to get in here, and it's going to be a whole different regime, like Reggie said. So don't put your hands on Justin Fields. I don't think y'all have no audacity to beat the Colts. And then who else do we play?
Saints. Ended with the Saints.
Oh, we'll find a way to lose to Jameis, Tamus, and David Carr, and Derek Carr, and probably, what's his name, leg that's broke, Michael Thomas.
So if we lose all three, we'll have a lottery pick at that point. Do you trade the lottery pick? Because I'm almost in full draft mode now. First of all, Desmond Ridder has no trade value. Zero. Desmond Ridder cannot be thrown in a trade at all. That is just something that
he does have trade value. You know how them Coca-Cola cans, if you collect 6, you take them to Six Flags and they'll let you get like $7 off. That's what we could trade Desmond Ridder for. A Six Flags discount.
A coupon.
And it has to be used by the end of
coupon
2023 because he's not going into 2024 with him. So, hey, you got to use him fast.
So do you take the lottery pick and trade for Justin Fields, or do you draft a quarterback?
No, you draft a quarterback. I mean, we're going to be top 10 and we're going to get a shot at Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix. It's one more. But we will get one.
Caleb Williams.
No, we ain't gonna be that. We're not gonna be the Bears or the Panthers. We're not gonna be worse.
The Panthers don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that first pick is the Bears. The new hold on, we got the internet now. Draft order has already been done, and trust me, we are safe.
Can we afford Justin Fields in a trade? The way that he's playing, the price keeps going up.
Yeah, right now we draft at 10. So let's look here. Bears possibly need a quarterback.
They say you could trade Ridder for a head nod and he's the dried parsley of the trade.
Go ahead, disrespect him. The Patriots need a quarterback. The Cardinals, they back rocking with Kyler. The Commanders need a quarterback. The Jets probably won't draft a quarterback. The Giants.
They're going to draft offensive line. Giants can't draft a quarterback. They got 2.
They got none. And yeah, I think that what we want will be available for us. Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix Jr. should be available at 10 because you think Caleb Williams comes off the board, Drake May comes off the board, and then either Penix or Jaden Daniels comes off the board.
Do you trade up?
Nah, stay where you at. Stay where you at, because then you need to go get a receiver in 2, round 2.
You don't need no. You need a new coach. We don't need really anything else.
You can't draft a new coach, Reggie.
But you can trade him. You can trade him. We'll trade him for a 7th round pick and your offensive coordinator. We'll have Ryan Nielsen be the head coach, defense coordinator, analyst, recruiter, do whatever he need to do.
Y'all can get him now. Go ahead, get y'all refill started. I just need him the hell away from my team.
So at 10, you're assuming we lose the next 3. That means we'll probably be at 5.
Oh, yeah. Then we might be in the Caleb. Then we might be looking at Caleb Williams.
If we can get Caleb Williams,
yes, you trade that 2nd round pick for Caleb Williams.
1st and 2nd. It's basically a pick swap.
Yes.
And you probably won't have to trade a 2nd if you're in the top 5 and you got to go to 3.
I'm gonna tell you what
go
you really do.
First and third.
You gotta wait for this thing to play out.
No, you don't. You put your strategy together now. Oh man, go ahead. I'm gonna mute myself because I'm
okay. So I'm kind of conflicted because the Panthers are gonna be the worst team in the NFL, right? So they're gonna end up with that pick. So part of me says roll that. Like now that I think that we're going to be a top 10 team, we're going to get we've insured ourselves to at least get one of the guys who we want. Like I just feel like either Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix will be there. So now I want to kind of play chicken because depending on what the Bears do, if the Bears rock with Fields, then they gonna trade. They gonna trade out of that pick.
Then you gotta trade up.
I wanted to make them use that pick first, but because the Patriots not gonna trade up, the Cards not trading up.
Nobody really has a lot of stuff to trade up with, unless you just give away your draft.
You know what? I honestly say no, because all right, you got the Bears who have 2 first-round picks. They're not going to take a quarterback. If they take Caleb Williams, then none of this is all for naught. The Patriots, I don't think are going to trade up because they're at 2.
Appreciate it, DJ.
The Cardinals are not trading up for a quarterback because they have Kyler. So the Commanders could trade up. But what do they have to trade? And after that, we're safe. Because then after that, it goes back to the Bears. They wouldn't do it. Jets got Aaron Rodgers. Giants got DeVito and Danny Dimes. The Chargers, they got Herbert. And the Titans got Levis. It will be back to us. So I might have to wait.
So here's my thing. This is my thought. And we'll end it on this. Because we ain't talking about the game no more. Screw Arthur Smith. Screw Desmond Ritter.
What is there to talk about? We lost 7-9.
What I think is, if the Bears draft anybody else and rock with Justin Fields, then you trade up and get Caleb Williams. If the Bears draft a quarterback, then you trade for Justin Fields. You trade for him. The thing about drafting a quarterback is if you draft a quarterback, which is what I'm leaning towards, I just don't want him to be with Arthur Smith. But if you draft a quarterback, you then still have the money. You get to push the money out because Justin Fields got to be paid pretty soon. You still have
but his money gonna be low.
Yeah, not low for a quarterback. It's still gonna be a hit. We ain't got no money.
No, it ain't.
But let me finish. If you draft a rookie quarterback, you now control that quarterback for 5 years. So at that point, you can re-sign Bijan. You can re-sign the big 3. I don't know why we don't do nothing with Jonnu Smith, but listen, he can go. We love you, Jonnu. You're a great number 2, but we use you like a number 1 for some reason. But
no, Jonnu's a number 1.
You can re-sign the big 3 on offense. You got to be able to re-sign AJ Terrell. I think Jesse Bates is pretty much here for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's really it. Everybody else on defense can be built up around.
That's the reason I think we could put Justin Fields on like a 2-year prove-it contracts where you get some of your money. You get unfortunately, wherever he goes, he's going to get about the Danny Dimes, but less.
I don't think we can afford Danny Dimes. I don't think we could afford $30 million a year. Not on our cap space. That's what I'm saying. On our cap space, we can't afford 30. Even if you give him Danny Dimes money. If you give Justin Fields $30 million, somebody else got to come off the board. And at that point, that's why I'm like, well, you might as well draft the quarterback because Desmond Ritter, I'm going to say it, is so terrible. He is so bad. I was so sad. And at that point, you might as well, we're in the Caleb Williams discussion now. We're in it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, at this point, I think the right answer, do whatever you can to get Caleb Williams. And Caleb Williams, go in there and throw the draft. Go in there and throw a combine a little bit. Don't participate. Don't be polite.
I better not draft Drake May.
No.
Now, for the rest of the season, we will be focusing on potential coaching candidates because I expect Arthur Smith and us to lose some more. And we need to get somebody else. I hope we promote Ryan Nielsen and go get a offensive coordinator. But the way that the league is set up now, you normally hire the offensive coordinator to be or offensive-minded head coach because defensive coordinators typically don't become head coaches.
Eric be into me.
He about to be head coach of the. He about to be head coach.
Don't know that.
of the
Don't know
Washington
that
football team, whatever they call
They
it.
might
Commanders?
they might purge everything. I at least say call him. At least let him know your intentions may be true. And then they talking about, man, now Eric Bieniemy is still on the board. Let me tell you that. Until Ron Rivera, like, if they felt that way, I think they should go ahead and say, I'm telling you that if Washington is like Washington's playing chicken, if you know that's your guy, you should get him.
What do you mean?
If not, if you know that Eric Bieniemy is your guy, then you need to fire Ron Rivera and go after.
I mean, Ron Rivera's all but fired.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you don't make that, if you don't 100% confirm that with him, now maybe they did that behind closed doors in the private conversation, but if you let it come to the end of the season, then all bets are off.
Falcons got to figure it out. Well, we already know what they got to do. Falcons got to figure out what they're gonna do. But Arthur Smith,
would you rather coach the Commanders as president or the Falcons as president? At each place you're gonna get relatively the same draft pick. So you're just looking at what you already got in the pantry. You want to coach that Commanders team or you want to coach that Falcons team?
I think the Commanders got a bunch of cap space. So the Falcons are closer to being a ready-made team, but then as a coach, a lot of times you want to be able to get draft your own guys, and with an exorbitant amount of cap space, you never know. But with that being said, Arthur Smith and Desmond Ridder, you can go. We've come to the end of the Falcons segment. A whole lot of bitching and moaning and complaining, but when you lose 7-9 against a 1-12 team, when you had the chance after, that's what I wanted to say. All but 2 of the Falcons' losses are by like 5 points or less.
We specialize in losing games we could have won.
Should have won.
Fair.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 30-second break. I'm going to go refill this sadness brew. And we're going to talk about another sad team in the Atlanta Hawks who have just decided never to play defense again. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
They decided that as soon as they fired Nate. They said, "Oh yeah, we done playing defense."
We'll be right back. Listen to the SplashCast soundtrack coming out on Wednesday.
Speaking of dead to me, Arthur Smith, Desmond Ridder, also dead to me.
Dead to me. We'll be right back.
Trying to slide with me. She know she gon' have a blast in the 96 and probably 40 hours paper tag on the gas. Got it squatting, motor grinding when I pass. If you spot me, then just holler. I can't stop, I got a match. Grab a bag, split in half, drag a portion to the stash. Rolling fire with my staff, parking lot full of that. Shit so cold, you don't even know what you looking at. Yeah, I don't know a name, but I'm filling up a glass and I'm passing another weed and I'm feeling on the ass and I'm probably finna leaving one of them calls that go so fast. And she trying to slide with me, she know she gon' have a blast.
You won't leave me alone, She out the drink, stay up, the night stay tough. But right now, I got keys to the truck. Found what it means to us. Suicide doors, it's a suicide bus. In the CSI, leaning, it got all 10 guts. Hit my jeweler up, rendezvous for.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 133 of the SplashCast, the ATL edition Sunday night service. Norwood's drinking his pain away from talking about the Falcons, the ATL edition. Y'all know what it is. We are back with our Hawks segment where we call it our Hawks Talk. We review last week's games. The Hawks played Cleveland, Toronto, and Denver, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Rough 4-game stretch for us. the Hawks overall 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are 2-8 in our last 10. It has been a terrible. Now we have battled a lot of injuries, but it has been a rough go of it.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I'm gonna say this every week. I'm an innocent bystander. I've kind of been able to expect how this season was gonna go because I watch this team regularly and I have at least some level of common sense. But I'm interested to see who takes responsibility as this thing continues to spiral. And we're spiraling early. Let's be real. We're expected to at least be like a play-in team level, and then we're supposed to actually be above play-in, but at minimum play-in. And right now, can't win, cannot win. First loss was against the defending champion Denver Nuggets. As you can see there, 129 points. So you know what that means. We're going to give up 30 points a quarter. Now, there were 2 quarters that we only gave up 28, and that's first quarter, and 26 in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, those middle quarters, 37 points, 38 points.
So I kind of knew Denver was going to be a loss. Not because they're Denver in terms of, like, I'm not looking at them as Lamar with the pick. Not as the defending national champion Denver Nuggets. It's just from a matchup standpoint, they're tough for us to go against. Clint against Joker. Even though Clint played pretty well, Joker had a pedestrian 25, 9, and 8, which, normally he go for a triple-double. But the people that stand out for us is always going to be Jamal Murray. Who was that? There's always going to be Jamal Murray as one. He is always difficult to guard for us because he's a bigger guard. And it seems like ever since last year, and Aaron, that's what I was getting to. Ever since last year in the finals, they kind of figured out that Jamal Murray really can't be guarded. Shout out to the team mom. Really can't be guarded by anybody in the post. He's kind of figured out that he's Chauncey Billups in the post at the point guard position. And then, of course, Aaron Gordon, who I am always going to bring this up quietly because I said if you're going to trade John Collins, since the first time they brought it up, I said, hey, you might as well trade him for Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon can do everything John Collins can do, but he has a little bit of a better handle and he's a little bit more mobile. And a lot of people laughed at me. And I think a lot of people, I think you told me that was a bad move at first until he got traded to Denver and you saw him as a third or fourth option, which he would have been on our team.
I will say I did say that, but Aaron Gordon has done what many players in the NBA really can't and haven't done before. He went from where he was a number 1 option to a number 4 option, but found other ways to improve his game. He is a much better defender now. He's a glue guy. He understands his role. And
hold on, Sneaky. That was when Aaron Gordon wasn't with the Nuggets when I first suggested this.
Magic. He was with the Magic.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Before the long hair. But go ahead.
Correct. In hindsight, and I think his shot has come around a lot. I think that it was coming around in Orlando, but the spacing in Denver has helped him shoot more open shots. Their team is also uniquely built to help him flourish because you have Michael Porter Jr., who's 6'10" at small forward, who kind of they're kind of both big and rangy. So it's more difficult, and he can dribble the ball. They have everybody on their team can dribble and can shoot. So I think that helps him.
And they play out of the paint. That's the biggest thing for him, which I honestly think John Collins could have gone there and flourished too, because Joker is out of the paint. So Aaron Gordon, because he can dribble, because you now have to respect his spot up jump shot, once he gets going to the rim, he's either going to get fouled or he's going to dunk on you, or he's just going to muscle you out of the way. And at that point, there's really nothing you can do. So, I mean, Denver, to bring it all back.
I think he also got fed up with losing. I think him losing so much in Orlando, he kind of went into the Nuggets conversation like, let me just fit in. This team is all like, we can win a championship if I just do the rest of the stuff. He's not like, he's kind of like their Draymond. I'll do all the difficult stuff that nobody else really wants to do.
Yeah. And then, but the thing that upsetted me about this game with the Hawks, looking at the box score, I don't know who Strother is. Can't allow him to get 22 points. I don't even know who Strother is.
We love to do that. The nobodies. I always joke about Tom Sadaransky getting a career high. We love to let people who have never don't average 4 points a game give us 20. That's our specialty. But when you give John Collins away for nothing and then don't replace him with any defense with a coach who doesn't want to play any defense, then guess what we're not going to have? Any defense, and we're not going to stop anybody. And guess what we don't do? Stop anybody.
Now, I am going to say this, and I'm going to kind of lump all the games together to forward the discussion, but anytime Trey shoots really, really badly and we lose, you talk a cash shit about him.
Oh, no.
DeJounte, hold on. DeJounte had 21 points on 22 shots. 8 of 22.
He's been terrible lately.
The shooting has been awful for this team. But I wanted to point it out because DeJounte, if you look at the rest of the shooting, everybody else is at about 50%. Even Trey, 5 of 12.
Yeah.
Garrison and Quinn. If you're not going to play AJ Griffin, go ahead and send him to the G League or trade him. There's no point in having him and then playing Garrison Matthews, who can literally do nothing but shoot. No defense, no nothing. Foul. And Patty Mills, who can shoot. I actually like Patty now that I've seen him play because he knows his role. But there's no way on the depth chart that we should not be playing AJ Griffin. We're playing Trenton Forrester, who is a G League undrafted guy over our lottery pick. Like,
it's disrespect.
Trade him. There's no, if you're gonna do it, listen, trade him. You don't want him, send him to Milwaukee. I'm sure Milwaukee would love him. The Knicks would love him. They need more shooting. Trade him for Grimes. We need defense. Trade him for Grimes. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you can't trade him because he's like a 40%, 50% 3-point shooter. He's a shooter. And why you don't play him, I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you something. You don't have to answer that question quite yet. But that's the reason I keep saying that I'm going to be an innocent bystander. Because we continue to lose like this, somebody is going to have to start answering questions soon and very soon. And that, like, the more that I watch sports, you can see the fulcrum when things are going to change. When you're winning, you can be Bill Belichick. You don't have to say nothing. What am I doing? I'm winning. Don't say nothing to me. Don't ask me nothing. Hey, I'm here. But when you start losing, the media people gonna keep asking questions. You would have saw that press conference day with Arthur Smith. He looked beat down. He looked beat to shit today. And I'm gonna tell you, Quinn, it's finna come. You next. And I'm gonna tell you, it's not many people who can be traded on this team. You can't trade Trey because he's the person putting butts in seats. You can trade DeJounte, but the contract is way too damn good. Can't trade Clint because he's like number 2 in offensive rebounds. And guess what we need as a team that's going to shoot a bunch of threes? Offensive rebounds.
Yep. So then we played the Toronto Raptors twice. The first game, I think we lost. Did we lose that game? They both were in Toronto.
We lost the first one, 135 Raptors to 128 Hawks. They didn't miss no shots. The Raptors are typically a terrible shooting three-point team. Well, they weren't missing against us. You know we are the slumpiest of busters. So they came in and basically shot every three they wanted, did not miss, and we just watched them go in.
Now, the next game we played them on a back-to-back, and we lost 125-104, but we didn't have Clint here.
No. We won that game. So win.
Oh no, we did. So we did have
Rabbits.
Clint that game. We had one of these games we didn't have Clint.
That was versus the Cavaliers. We won the second game, but I don't consider that, and maybe I'm Scrooge McDuck, but I don't consider that a win. This is a team that we were supposed to beat both times because we're better than them. We lost the first time.
We're a bad matchup, though.
Hold on, let me finish. But it's tough to beat a team 2 times back to back. If they would have beat us 2 times back to back as a not very good team in the NBA, then we would have probably been on like DEFCON 5.
That's who didn't play. DeAndre Hunter was hurt this game.
Yes. So we win that game, which is like borderline must win because you can't lose to them twice. Like you just can't. And then we played the Cavaliers, who, yes, we are, they missing 2 starters. We missing 2 starters. They have Darius Garland, who has a broken jaw, who's going to be out for multiple weeks. They have Evan Mobley, who had, I think, a knee surgery or something, who's going to be out multiple weeks. We have Clint Capella, who was out. We have Jalen Johnson, who was out. They stomped us out. And especially in the first quarter, I think it was like 36-6 or 36-8. They just came in stomping us out, and we basically played chase the whole game. As a team that does not play defense, we cannot get down. As soon as we get down, we're what? O-U-T out. It's over.
So with the Hawks and Cleveland, I got a few things to say about this game. Yes, Clint Capella was out, and that was a fumble. Clint Capella was out, and Onyeka Okongwu started. Jared Allen, Onyeka Okongwu is 6'7", 6'8". Jared Allen is 6'10", 6'11". And at the end of the day, they just went to Jared Allen the entire first quarter. He ended up with 25 points. I want to say he had like 15 in the first quarter.
25 and 14, 12 of 14 shooting, ladies and gents.
He was hitting everything. And at that point, I was like, okay, so they're going to have to make a change, but we don't have any other size. The only thing, pause if necessary, the only thing we got is Bruno Fernando, who played well, but he's like a very good Thanasis Antetokounmpo to me. Like, he has a lot of want to, but the skill just isn't there. And Jared Allen was eating his lunch too for a little bit. Now,
but hey, man, Bruno was a +7, 13 points, 8 rebounds, an assist in 16 minutes. This tells me that I think that Bruno should play more. We looking for size. We can't find it for whatever reason. I just don't understand.
Well, I can tell you what's happening in this game. In this game, I don't understand. I understand that you like Sadiq Bey because he can shoot. 1 of 9 ain't going to cut it.
1 of 7.
And of 7 from 3. Well, hold on. DeAndre Hunter only played 26 minutes, didn't get hurt. He may have been on a minutes restriction. I don't know. He was 5 of 7, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal.
No assists. Well, he's not going to help nobody else.
But you didn't need him to be an assist guy this game.
I agree. Trey had 10.
Because Bogey was out. Bogey was out this game, and I think Bogey scored 40 against Toronto. Oh, no, against Denver. So, I mean, Bogey's been on a heater. But once you didn't have Bogey to kind of round out the scoring, he had to be that third scorer, and he was. But then you just stopped going to him. They didn't go to him the whole fourth. That's why I say I think he's on a minutes restriction, because they didn't go to DeAndre Hunter the whole fourth quarter. And I was like, what? And it was Sadiq Bey, brick after brick after brick after brick after brick. He should be sponsored by Concrete at this point. He should start a construction
all white
company.
Bricks, all white bricks, white tan bricks, bricks everywhere.
And I like Sadiq Bey, but he has maxed out his potential. He is a bench player. He is a number 7 on the rotation. He should be one. He cannot. Once he goes 1 of 4, if he 1 of anything past 2, you don't need to really give him the ball no more.
1 of anything past 2, boy, you're through.
Because once he get 1 to 3, it can get 1 of 9 real fast. 1 of 11. Now if he get 2 or 3, it can go 5 of 8 real fast. But
this is my thing, and I know y'all probably tired of hearing me talk about this, but I don't care. It's my podcast. I kind of do what I want to around here. All right, I'm relinquishing. You're right. John Collins maybe didn't fit in this system.
He would have a that game though. Small ball 5.
But if he didn't fit in this system, Sadiq Bey is supposed to fit in this system, right? That's what you want. A guy who can stand in the corner, a volume shooter, shoot a ton of threes. If Sadiq
is shooting like 28%.
If Sadiq can't do it, then the only person who could legitimate now, and I'm gonna tell you, this means his money should go up. The only person who could have really fit in this system is, now in hindsight, minus the injury and craziness, they could have been on to something. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking here. The Hawks have always flirted around with Ben Simmons. And hear me out. Hear me out. Let me finish before you attack me. I can see you got the lasers in sight, and I see what you're saying already. But what I'm saying is Jalen Johnson is great value, but a live Ben Simmons. When I say great value, he's good, but he's not what Ben Simmons has been in the past. But alive because he presently plays basketball, and Ben Simmons has always had some type of mystery injury that was back impingement, leg impingement, spinal. We don't know what it is.
That boy had a 30-minute back surgery. Never forget that he posted at the doctor at 8. At 9 o'clock, he said just finished back surgery. It was in the back of a car.
You know.
Go ahead. With the smock. You remember that he had the smock still on? He had the doctor cap on, and I was like, what you got? Where you got a doctor cap from? You ain't perform your own surgery, did you?
So I think his surgery was one of them people on Instagram to crack people backs. I think they took him in there. He heard that pop. He was like, oh, surgical.
You mean to tell me he went to a chiropractor? It did tell you?
Yeah, went to the that chiropractor got me right. That's what happened. He needed
finish it because I said that point a long time ago. I said Ben Simmons would fit perfectly in this for what they want to do. And
but the other part is Jalen Johnson has been shooting enough of the 3 ball that it kind of works. So
you would have had to trade Hunter. At that point, if you go get Ben Simmons and you keep Jalen, you have to trade Hunter. Now, defensively, you become insane at that point.
But Jalen's been good enough to space the floor. That's been the issue. Is if you would have got Ben, you would have probably been better off. You could have probably kept John Collins, but you would have had to get rid of Clint too. Hunter and Clint would have had to go.
Mm-hmm. Money-wise, that would have had to fit. But go ahead, finish your thought, though.
But I say that all. I mean, I say that all in jest now. I do think that Jalen Johnson is the right fit, specifically if he can continue to shoot. But also, I can't lie, man. Y'all need to. He looks like the most valuable player on this team.
That was my next thing. Y'all better pay him this offseason. And of course, he's not going to do it because you didn't want to play him. You sat him for 2 years. So now it's like, okay, well, I'm in the running for most improved player. Now, of course, Tyrese Halliburton.
This is Dak Prescott. This is Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones all over again. You didn't pay me when you should have. Now I want my money. Now my money is going up, and there's going to be a market for me now. People, he can dribble, he can pass, he can play defense,
and you know why they're playing Sadiq Bey? Because honestly, AJ Griffin can do everything Sadiq Bey is doing. Sadiq Bey can go 1 of 9 from 3. AJ Griffin can go 1 of 9 from 3. Sadiq Bey can go 5 of 8. AJ Griffin can go 5 of 8. Sadiq Bey probably can rebound a little better, but AJ Griffin is a better defender. The only reason that they're playing Sadiq Bey is because they traded 5 second-round picks for him. And
that's fine. We was never going to use them. We're going to cut. Hey,
second-round picks don't matter until you trade 5. When you trade 1 or 2 at some time, it don't really matter. When you start trading 5, it's like, well, you could have used them somewhere else.
I mean, just to trade for somebody else, do it.
Yes.
Man, do you understand the second round picks that we've had? Sharif Cooper has led the G League for like the last 4 years at points. We ain't play him. If we weren't going to play him, then none of y'all stood a chance. Muhammad Gay, I don't know what happened to him. Kobe Buffkin got hurt, and then they just never gave him an injury update.
Yeah, he broke his wrist, and it was like, well, next year.
Yeah, that was 10 weeks ago. They said, oh, yeah, he should be back in 10 weeks. 10 weeks ago. But I asked the beat writer, I asked Brad Rowland. I was like, hey, can we get an update on the injuries?
So now, before we move on to standings and everything, let's keep up with the talk about the team and an improvement. Trade deadline is approaching faster than most think. There has been a rumor that came out that the Hawks are back in the running for Pascal Siakam, whose 3-point shot, I don't know what happened, but he has gotten up to 40-something% shooting a 3 this year. Or a new name who has recently been deemed as no longer untouchable, and the 2 teams that they spoke about him, the Hawks were one of 2 teams to say something about him. Was Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen at the 4 for this team puts Jalen at the 3, which puts, or 3, whatever. He plays with Jalen. At that point, this answers your question about is Hunter on the trade watch. If you go get Pascal or you go get Lowry, that's the person that has to go, is DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, but it's more than Hunter that's going to have to go. They're not taking – they're going to take Hunter.
Yeah, they're already mad about John Collins.
That's stupid. He actually got a raw deal there because technically the reason I say he got a raw deal is they basically said the same thing about him and Lauri Markkanen. They said, oh, John Collins is on the trade block again. Lauri Markkanen is now not untouchable. What the hell does that mean? They both on the trade block. You can get them both. But
Kev, are you talking about blow up the Hawks, or are you saying the Jazz are about to blow it up? Finish it. Go ahead, Norwood.
But for me, I mean, technically they both, not newspaper, ESPN, while saying the same thing, said it different. That is tricky business to me. But it is what it is on that. And I hate to say it, he's their second leading scorer. And he's tied with Lauri for leading their team in rebounds. So, but their issue is they don't have a point guard. Hell no, none of them gonna be able to do nothing until they find a point guard. But with that said, I guess I'll take Lauri Markkanen instead of DeAndre Hunter. But what do we have to give up?
I don't know what
see
picks
anything
we
short. If it's me, I'm asking for Hunter, I'm asking for AJ Griffin, and I'm asking for Kobe Buffkin and a pick.
That makes us a really old team, but that gives us a bunch of players with expiring contracts. So you would take. So I mean, I would do that. I would probably do that.
You'll regret that.
You gonna regret anything. If you make a trade, there's nothing that we can afford to give up. We are going to regret anything we do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. We'll see. I expect the Hawks to make a move for Pascal Siakam. That's the person we've been linked to for the past year.
I don't understand for the life of me why we're interested in Pascal Siakam, who is 29 years old. Don't make no sense to me.
On a worst contract.
Terrible contract. And hold on. Also, let's clear this up. Regular season, he's shooting 26.2% from 3. He's shooting terrible from 3.
He hit 5 in a row against the Hawks. He was the last 2 games.
That's where we come to make you stronger and make you feel better. You get to the A, you get you some lemon peps, you get you a little hen, and then life just seems to be a little bit better. He got out of the cold. But nah, I don't want a 29-year-old expensive player who's shooting 26.6 from the field. No.
And
50% from the field, 26.6 from 3-point.
Which means
that's crazy.
He's shooting 50% from the field, but 26.6 from 3-pointer, which means he's shooting 75% from 2.
Yeah, I mean
that. Now
that is. But I'm gonna tell you, if you trade for somebody who 26.6 from 3-point, and John Collins shoot 38.9 from 3-point, I'm gonna share.
Yeah, no, because Pascal, John Collins, no matter what he shoots from 3, him not being able to put the ball on the floor will always be his detriment. Pascal can create. Everybody that they trying to get can create their own shot.
Okay, all of these shots. I'm tired of hearing about shots. I'm gonna be honest. Well, how about some defense? Y'all want to find all these shots in the world. How about we find somebody that we can stop? We don't want no defense, and then wonder why we top 3 in offense and still lose every damn game. Eventually, somebody have to figure out that, hey, man, maybe we should stop somebody. Minus Clint.
Well, I told you the quick answer is to trade Sadiq Bey for Quentin Grimes from the Knicks. I think he's a better defender and he can shoot. But at this point, with the way my biggest gripe about our offense is still, it's like you went and got double Trey this year. Trey shooting 29 shots, DeJounte shooting 21, 24, 23, 25, and all our other, and then Bogey's gonna get his shots regardless. Bogey is the one dude that's I don't care if you got 60 points, I'm gonna get my 15 to 20 shots.
Well, which leaves Serbia. We shoot, bro. We shoot.
Leaves no other shot. And DeAndre Hunter, his mid range, he has gotten really good at the mid range.
Oh, dog, let me tell you, we're never getting Quentin Grimes. Base salary $2.3 million, 2 club years, and then a restricted year. No.
Well, they've already benched him. He does not want to be in New York. That's why I'm saying that is the move, because Sadiq Bey is an expiring contract. So you lose Quentin Grimes, but you get Sadiq Bey back, and then you get the money, where we get the young asset and keep.
Or you could might be able to talk him into staying. I think he'd be a good fit in New York because he can shoot.
Mm-hmm. But so moving on, man. If Hunter is on the trading block, who would you trade him for? We're not linked to nobody else but Pascal Siakam. I've never seen that before. Nobody.
Because we have this stupid strategy where we play like it's 2K and we can focus on getting one guy and we can just come up with whatever trade we need to get that one guy. Well, I mean, I don't know if there is the issue is the way that this roster is built, we can't get any better. Like you said last week, the only person who we can trade on this team is DeAndre Hunter. Nobody's letting go a person better than DeAndre Hunter from their team. So we have no way to get it.
I wish I could see
Hunter or bust.
So
I don't know, man.
I don't know why you don't play AJ Griffin. Kobe Buffkin is hurt. I mean, like I said, I like Sadiq Bey off the bench. He has to play with an all defensive team. He can't play as the offensive. The defense is so bad. The defense, Sadiq Bey defense is so bad. Whether he runs zone, man, switch, pick and roll, whatever the defense is, they just score every time. I think Cleveland scored on the backdoor cut on him 3 times in a row with Isaac Okoro.
He'd be that's what really that's what really pisses
That's
me
why
off.
I said the name to piss you off.
Isaac Okoro is the most offensively inept person I've really seen. Like, he is really like defense only. And I honestly think that Sadiq is the perfect extension. I think he's the perfect addition to the Cleveland Cavaliers because he's the exact opposite of Isaac Okoro.
But they ain't got nobody.
Touchdown Lamar.
They about to lose Donovan Mitchell anyway. But
yeah. They've been losing Donovan Mitchell since they got Donovan Mitchell, to be very honest with you.
Yeah, he's going to New York anyway. Pressure. This week, Detroit, Houston, Miami, Memphis, Ja is back, which means he's going to try to score 100. You got to beat Detroit. At this point, Detroit is they've lost 23 games in a row.
If we are uniquely positioned on a unique weekend where we know about losing to teams that there is no way in hell you could lose to. Andre Robertson. That's disrespect to Andre Robertson. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna lose to Detroit. If we lose to Detroit, I'm not even really considering that. If we lose Detroit, then hell.
That's when you start to press the panic button.
That's immediate coming to God. That's where you have to have players only meeting. Like that's the next step. So I'm not gonna think that y'all gonna lose to them, but let me tell you, games we could lose the next 3. Houston is a decent team. Fred VanVleet.
We don't match up with anybody. We don't match up with
Jalen
nobody without Jalen.
Jabari. Who do they have? Oh,
Sengun.
Dylan Brooks at the 3, and then Big Sengun, the Big Turk at 5. This is going to be a difficult game for us because they're going to probably play 5 out, and they typically like to play through Sengun, so that's going to. You would think that's going to bring Clint out of the paint. So, honestly,
I think Sengun will have a little bit of trouble with us because he's not 7 feet. He's like what, 6'9", 6'10"?
Hold on. Let me look up.
I think he's 6'10". I think he's 6'10", 6'9", 6'10". I believe. I'm not mistaken. I don't think he's 7'1". I think because he's not 7 feet, I think
6'11", 243.
Oh, Kungwu, you gonna have a long day, brother. I was about to say, Kungwu, you might be able to hold. Now, Clint, him and Clint will be a battle, but you will have to shut down the 4. Whoever the 4 is for this team,
Jabari Smith.
I think I like Quinn Snyder playing out of necessity, playing Okongwu at the 4. It worked for a little bit. But without Jalen Johnson, we are a rough-looking team in the front court. Offensively, we don't really have nothing.
I agree. I think, I think we're going to – that's a toss-up game for us, just to be real. 50-50. And where are we playing that game? Is that a home game?
We play at home versus Detroit tomorrow, at Houston, at Miami versus Memphis. I'm going to tell you one thing. Jimmy Butler is starting to hit his season stride. He's hitting game winners. He's starting to get to his spots. We play Miami tough. Miami isn't. We should beat Miami if you look at their roster.
Whoa. Now, there's one team that historically whoops our ass no matter what. It is the Miami Heat. And they got Bam. They got Jimmy. They got Jaquez, the rookie, playing out of his mind. That team is figuring it out together. Now, if they could get rid of Kyle Lowry, they would really be cooking with gas. But I don't think that we win this game against Miami.
I think we could. I think we could win the game against Miami as long as – no, we can't. We can't win any of these games without Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson at this point, because Sadiq Bey is so awful, he is so awful defensively that whoever is the 3, Jamie Jaquez, who's the 3 for Houston?
Dylan Brooks.
Well, I ain't worried about him. He's gonna have to guard.
Dylan Brooks just gave Memphis like 27 points. Dylan Brooks is hooping. Y'all don't fall asleep.
And then Memphis is a team that we should beat, but I just looked up the injury update for Jalen Johnson, and I think he's still out. He's supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks, which means he's not coming back to the new year.
Dylan Brooks, 14 points, I guess 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. I mean, shit, that's DeAndre Hunter numbers.
Can't get rid of Lowry. They still got buffets. Sneaky, boy, you.
Boy, the Matty start winning. These jokes get better, boy. Congratulations, though. I'm happy your team turned it around.
Yeah, because ours hasn't. I look the Hawks. At some point, we got to start winning because we're a mid team. So we got to somehow get back to 500 because that's where 500 is.
We are not mid. We are. You can see we were a mid team last year and got rid of defense. This is who we are now. We're a bad team. All of this offense does not matter until we start playing defense, and nobody wants to play defense consistently. So this is what we're going to struggle with. I don't understand how we didn't know that going into the season. That's the frustrating part for me is you trade away the defense, don't try to fix it, and then you roll out this roster and expect it to be different. Why would it be any different?
This is what happens when you promote people that are undeserving. This is what happens when you remove almost, at this point, a championship-minded culture-setting GM and replace him with your son's handpick, because if it's true, it's Trae Young that made those calls allegedly. According to that's the feeling that the fan base has. Of course, he denies it and says that's all they're doing. Which if it
you paying either him way, $50 million, you don't think that they ran that by Trae before they made a decision, knowing his personality, knowing that we had already fired 2 coaches. I just want to see the chat with Nate in it, with Lloyd Pierce in it, with Travis Schlenk in it. I want to know what they're talking about.
At that point,
you know,
I'm not mad at the. We keep going. I don't want to. We got to wrap this up, but I'm not mad at the Nate. I'll never be mad at the Nate firing because Nate wouldn't play the younger players, and every game that Jalen Johnson gets better, Nate's firing is justified. What I am mad about is the Travis Schlenk, because Travis Schlenk had everybody had the team built. The team went to the Eastern Conference Finals. You had the team built, and you only had to make one move. And his downfall was he didn't make the move. He wanted to trade John Collins, but he valued him. Yeah, at that point he had to trade. He was going to have to trade John Collins, and he valued him. He valued him.
Going to get traded.
But what I'm saying is he valued him too much. He wanted a first round pick for John Collins, and the league knew. Yep, they screwed it up. And the league knew that Trae and John Collins weren't meshing. Everybody knew that you weren't going to get what you expected for John Collins. That's where you messed up, because if you had made the trade at the 4, and at that point you would have played more. Somebody hurt?
Okay. No. So I'm going to tell you the place where he messed up. Which I don't think he messed up. He just said it out loud. It's the one thing you can't say. That was horrible clock management. Boy, that stinks. After an amazing catch. But he said, Kevin, I'll talk about that here in a second too. But he said that I've exhausted all of my options. We may have to consider trading the point guard. When he said that, all she wrote. After that, he was gone pretty much immediately. And he wasn't saying, hey, trade Trae. He was saying, hey, man, we've made a bunch of roster moves. Maybe at this point, we have to at least consider it. And as soon as he said consider trading Trae, they told him don't come back. That was it.
And you put your son as the executive of president of basketball, who then brought in Landry Fields, who has no experience at the GM level. I know he was assistant GM, and I know that's the
him
next
and Kyle
step.
Korver.
But you bring those guys in. We haven't heard a peep from Kyle Korver. He has said absolutely nothing this whole season.
We saw him a lot last year, though, didn't we? Shooting and all around the team. Now, nobody be doing a whole lot of talking now. I mean, it's sad that we used to be, like me, it used to be a good place for us to be. Hey, I'm just happy to be 500 again right now.
Chicago, that should be a win. Sacramento, Washington, Oklahoma City, Indiana, Orlando, Philly, Indiana, Washington. That whole January, we could end up in the lottery next year. And I don't know any good players. I don't know who's good anymore because of elite, in the G League and the overtime elite and the prep schools. I can't keep up with. I know they're not good in college basketball. That's all I know.
No, I like now. The only person who I really been looking at like that is the kid Sar from France. He's tall. He's supposed to be the next Wembanyama, but we still got to get there with him too.
I don't know if we'll see. So with that being said, man, the Hawks look like they could probably you picking the Hawks to go 1-3 next week. I'm saying we're gonna
500
go 2-2
at best.
I'm saying we're gonna go 2-2. We should beat Detroit and Memphis. Miami, we're gonna lose a heartbreak. In Houston, we're gonna lose it. We're gonna lose probably a close game.
So next week we go into next week. We go into the new year with a losing record.
I mean, we were gonna do that regardless. What's our record? If we win 4 games this month,
week, we
10-15. What you mean?
Yeah, that boy hit me with a gun. Fuck you, me. You're right. I mean, yeah. I guess the only thing we can do is try to get the win percentage closer to 500. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm watching this season. I don't know how ownership operates because it's a new ownership group. And I'm interested to see what Quinn does
with the division.
Because he has so much expectation.
He was supposed to fix everything, but Quinn don't coach defense.
Oh, man, he's Mike D'Antoni.
Which is what Trey wanted. So if that's what you wanted, but...
And let me tell y'all the reason I keep saying that I'm an innocent bystander this season is because this is what Trey wanted. Trey has pulled a LeBron James. He's gotten the guys that he wants in place. He got the coach he wants in place. The same reason I put blame on LeBron when the Lakers struggle, and then they say, oh, well, look at his team. No, well, he was a partial GM. He helped pick those players.
And, well, a little bit of bail. 10-15, ever since Jalen Johnson went out is when we went on this 2-8 stretch. Like, he's been out for almost, 2 weeks?
Yeah, but even before that, wait. Now, it's not like we were 500 with him. Let's be real now. It's like, yes, we've dipped a little bit because we're down a starter, and we were
8-7. We were 8-7 with him, and then now we're 10-15.
So you're right. Like we've dipped, but like we're still with him. We're 500. Without him, we're sub 500. Neither one of these are the expectation of this team.
Yep. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the Saturday Sadness, known as the Atlanta edition of the SplashCast, episode 133. We talked about the Falcons losing 9-7 to a 1-12 team that did not score a touchdown.
You got to try to lose that type of game.
And then the Hawks, who one player got hurt, and we can no longer play defense at all as well. The only team that we had something to talk about isn't even playing right now, and it's the Atlanta Braves. Norwood, if we didn't miss anything, take us out.
Thank you guys for rocking with us. I really appreciate y'all hanging in with us tonight because it's sad. There's not a bright future. There's not good answers on the horizon. But there are good things in the future. Good things that come from this podcast. That's the reason you should like, follow, and subscribe because we will be here. We're going to have a SplashCast. I don't know if it's going to be a 36-pack or 48-pack, but I'm going to tell you a couple people who you might be interested in. Gucci Mane, BG, who is free, Duke Deuce, Nicki Minaj, 50 Cent, Big Crit, Kevin Gates, ASAP, one of them, Rocky, 12V, and
they took
Currency,
that whiskey song
Don
off.
Toliver.
You saw that?
Hey, man. You said what?
They took that whiskey song off.
I'm mad because it's a slap.
I actually liked it. It's hearted on my, and now it's gone.
That's the same thing I said when I saw it too. I was like, damn, I really like that song. But I leave it on there at least for a week or two because sometimes they'll come back once they get everything clear. But yes, we'll be tomorrow, Monday Night Raw. This will probably be our last one for a couple weeks because the following week will be Christmas on Monday. I assume that I will not be potting on the Lord's birthday. So yeah, we'll figure something else out. But outside of that, thank you guys for rocking with us. Adios, mi amigos. God is love. And we out of here.
We out of here, man. If you're a Falcons fan or a Hawks fan, go take a shot. Get ready. Take Christmas off.
Yeah, don't shoot
Sell
yourself.
your tickets.